Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back. My name is Natalie if this is the first time you're watching my videos, and I hope that if you enjoy what I do and share here on this channel, you will subscribe and share it with your friends. So in this video we are going to talk about one of the biggest and major transit in 2023. This is the nodes of fate. The North Node and South Node are officially changing signs to kick off a new 18 cycles of karmic lessons, endings and beginnings, fated events for all of us individually and as a collective. So let's talk about it. We'll break it down. So right now, the North Node is in Taurus and South Node is in Scorpio. And officially on July 18 Hong Kong time 4:12 a.m. or Eastern time, it will be July 17 afternoon 4:12 p.m. Eastern time. So adjust the time according to where you are in the world. The nodes of fate are switching sign, moving into a new set of axes for us to work with. So the North Node will move from Taurus to Aries, and the South Node will move from Scorpio to Libra. So let's talk about them. What are lunar nodes? If you don't know what they are, it is okay. So lunar nodes, they are not planets or asteroids. They are calculated points from the position of the sun, the moon, and the earth. These points mark the spots where we will experience eclipses and decide which sign are these eclipses happening for us. So, and they travel in a backward motion, so they are always in retrograde. They are always in retrograde motion. They do wobble a little bit, but they move backwards. So that is why from Taurus we're now moving into Aries, and from Scorpio we're now moving into Libra. So their cycle is usually around 18 months. So every 18 months you will also notice that the sign of the eclipses that are happening for us will change signs as well. That is why from January 2022 we have been experiencing eclipses happening in the axes of Taurus and Scorpio, and they are not cut and clear, really clear, so they overlap a little bit. So even though we are now officially changing the nodes are really moving from Taurus to Aries, Scorpio to Libra. We already experienced one eclipse in Aries. That was late April this year. And in the fall, we will also have one more final eclipse in Taurus to really wrap up our cycles with the Taurus and Scorpio axes. So I would say they are traveling in like an 18-month cycle, but with a little bit overlap in the beginning and the end. It's more about like 2 years or so, but mainly 18 months. This is how we calculate it. So you can take a look and see what is happening in the house that is ruled by Taurus and Scorpio, because you're wrapping those lessons. You're wrapping up, you're moving on into a new set of axes of houses to work with for the next 18 months. So now that we have experienced what lunar nodes are, some of us is still wondering, so what are they exactly? What do they represent? And why do they sound a little bit karmic and fated? Why are they called the nodes of fate? Well, North Node is also known as Rahu in Vedic astrology. It's also known as the head of the dragon. So wherever North Node is, there's this sense of wanting more, increasing and striving and just wanting more of whatever the North Node is. The South Node is known as K2, which is the tail of dragon, and wherever K2 or north south node is, it represents a sense of releasing, surrendering, letting go, and sweeping away. So you can see them kind of like a dragon up in the sky. They always work in pairs in the opposite sign, so they're always working together like in the opposite way, so we feel like a push and pull in some way. So in the astrology, when we talk about them in the ancient time, when we don't have all these scientific tools and machines to look at them yet, the people, our ancestors, look up in the sky and suddenly they see the moon or the sun suddenly got swallowed, right? We lost the light, and it creates a sense of like fear within them. So it's, for them, the myth was like the dragon is chasing after the light and eating them up in some way, shape, or form. So that is why we have this name for them as well. And now that we know more of it, well, in the old time, I think many of us still associate with eclipses as in something that that are not very lucky, right? Because in the old time, definitely, because suddenly the norm is changed, suddenly you lost the light or the moon or the sun, you're scared, right? You don't know if they will come back again. So whenever the ancients people, our ancestors saw an eclipse, it represents something bad might happen. It's not like fortunate. But so that is why there's this element of karmic change and karmic endings, beginnings whenever we see eclipses. And they do tend to have that energy with them as well. So you can take a look and see in your own unique natal chart where your north node and south node is, and take a look and see which house is governed by Aries and Libra, because the nodes are moving into those two houses to give you an 18-month cycles to move through this north node and south node energy, because those houses will experience eclipses in the following 18 months and so. I was looking at how the nodes are moving and changing signs. I saw something interesting that I want to share with you all too. So right now we're at the end of Taurus and Scorpio axes, right? And moving into Aries and Libra axis. So I realized that the ruler of the nodes, which the signs, are basically the same, but they switch position. So meaning Taurus is ruled by Venus, Scorpio is ruled by Mars, and right now they are going to switch. North node in Taurus is going to move into Aries, and Aries is ruled by Mars, and south node in Scorpio is moving into Libra, ruled by Venus. So before we have the north node ruled by Venus, and now we have the north node ruled by Mars, and now as we switch sign, the south node was ruled by Mars, now ruled by Venus. So we have this switch up as well with Mars and Venus. So in a way, the past 18 months, we were also working with this Mars-Venus dynamics. And this coming 18 months, we are also working with the energy of Venus and Mars, but in an opposite way. So you can kind of picture and see how your energy is like for the past 18 months. You might see a shift in that energy in the next 18 months. And it's really interesting too, why when we have that Taurus and Scorpio axis the past 18 months, we experience a Mars retrograde in the sign of Gemini, and now we're moving in the next 18-month cycle, also ruled by Venus and Mars, and we will be experiencing a Venus retrograde in Leo. So how how great are the synchronicities? Like seriously, we have all this Mars and Venus energy intertwining the notes of fate for us to work with. In some way, when I see this, I also think that this is universe lesson for us to how to work and balance our divine masculine and feminine energy within each of us, because as we all know, Mars is always associated with the masculine energy. It represents the divine masculine energy that is within us, while Venus is associated with the divine feminine energy that is within all of us. So I feel like the past 18 months, when the North Node is ruled by Venus, we have this increase of wanting to maybe develop, evolve, grow, or work with our divine feminine energy and balance with our divine masculine energy. And now the sign is going to switch. So we are going to work with and maybe grow perhaps our masculine energy and to balance it with the divine feminine energy within us as well. So very interesting. I hope you know what I'm trying to get at and understand what I'm trying to say, but I just thought it's so amazing and interesting that they just, you know, happen to be like that. And they are the only two sets of signs that will have this combination of having the same ruler but switching and swapping to the opposite side as well, because later on when we move to other signs, those that how to say, that energy will not be like that, like as we move to other signs. Also to mention that our Taurus and Scorpio axes, they are fixed energy. Both of them are fixed sign. So we have been working with fixed energy for the past 18 months. And as of today when I'm recording this video, the signs are still in Taurus, Scorpio, but will change in like less than 12 hours. So I'm like in between. So very soon the energies will move to Aries and Libra, which are the cardinal energies, which is very, very different, okay? Because the fixed energy, Scorpio and Taurus, they are in the middle of each season. They are the one who keep the season stabilized, right? And as we move to Aries and Libra, cardinal energy, they are different. They are the energy that initiate and start every season in the year. So in a way, we are also working with the energy in a different way. So in this 18 months, we might feel like we have a sense of wanting to launch or let our individuality to be seen, to show up, and at the same time we might also want to release or purify our maybe people pleasing or patterns, relational patterns, because we're talking about Libra, that no longer serves us or prevent us to show our individuality out as well. So I like to look at them personally. I know every astrologer might have a different take on these energy, but for me personally, yes, I want to say that there are times where we will be choosing one side more than the other. We might feel like we really want to showcase more or pursue more of the Aries energy and really let go or release some of the Libra things that no longer serve us. But it doesn't mean that, yeah, in the 18 months, just focus on all the Aries energy and do all the Aries thing, and that will help me evolve and grow and like be a better person, right? And just don't do any of the Libra things and let it all go. No, I don't think so. It is more like a balance, right? There are times where we might need to be a we might need to be a bit more Aries or Libra, but there are also times where we're learning how to integrate and work and balance with these energy as well. On a collective level, I think the North Node in Aries will really ignite and initiate our courage, our boldness, bravery, desires for excitement, to speak up, take up space, and to let our voice be heard, to do that thing and go after what it is that we truly desire for ourselves. Maybe to launch and start something in certain areas of our life. I'm just gonna go do that thing and go after that people, thing, person, dream, whatever, right? And the South Node in Libra are going to reflect us on the people, situation, things, and relationship, especially relationships, not just romantic, but all our interpersonal relationships, right? All kinds of relationship that might be out of balance, right? We're talking about Libra, the scale that's out of balance, that is not in sync, that might hinder or hold us back from moving forward to the path or the life that we desire for ourselves and for our highest good. So we'll definitely also see issues related to social justice, relationships around the world that will come up for us as a collective as well. On a personal level, like I mentioned before, take a look and see in your own natal chart which house is ruled by Aries, because that's where North Node is. You might feel a desire to move towards that house more. You want to do or do something in that house more. For example, that house is governed by that Aries, which is your sixth house, and this is about your health, your day-to-day routine. You might want to pay attention to more of those matters in that house. You might want to change it up. You might experience some fated events that move you towards that house as well. And South Node in Libra, let's see which house is ruled by Libra. There might be a tendency that you might want to do some sifting and sorting in that house, right? Maybe it's time to change it up, to move those energies around in that house. Whatever is outdated, not serving you, expired, it's time to clean, do a deep cleanse over the 18 months as well. And if you happen to have your North Node in Aries and South Node in Libra, you will notice that within this 18 months, while the North Node is in Aries, South Node is in Libra, you will turn 18, because that's how long it takes for the nodes to travel through the 12 zodiac, right? You might be turning 18, 36, 54 or 72. So that means you might have North Node in Aries and South Node in Libra. And if that is the case, you are going through a nodal return, what we say. So this 18 months, while you're going through your nodal return, is going to impact you even more. You will definitely feel like a different person 18 months later when you look back. You're bound to have some fated events, bound to have some beginnings, ending. Things will just happen out of your control, but they're all happening for you in order to help you evolve, to up level, and to how to say, it's more of a finding a balance between your self-identity, your individuality, your own desires and drives, and your interpersonal relationships. Okay, so there will be growing pains, there will be fated events. It's all good. You will, trust me, I've been through that myself just a couple of years ago. I know exactly how that feels. It can feel, definitely growing pains. Few dark nights of the few dark night of the soul, for sure. But when I look back, I'm like, oh my God, I am a different person. So it's also very exciting for you as well. So I am sending you lots of love right now. We'll get through it together. And last time when North Node was in Aries and South Node was in Libra, it's like 2004 December to June 2006. So take a look down take a walk down the memory lane, see what is happening for you between those times. Again, December 2004 to June 2006. What were you experiencing? Or were there any themes happening in your life? Any big life changes, events? Did you like move around? You have a career path change, or you got married, divorced, so on and so forth, right? Usually some pretty big life changes or events that took place during those times. So you can take a look and see what happened for you during those times. There might be a chance that those themes might come back now 18 years later when we have the same energy coming up again. But of course, you are different. You are not that version of yourself anymore. The version of yourself right now have more tools and knowledge to work through this energy. So you can take a look and see what can you kind of forecast. Doesn't mean that everything will just repeat. Doesn't mean that, oh my God, Aries in North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra, every relationship is gonna break up. I'm gonna lose all my friends. I'm gonna like get a divorce or a breakup or whatsoever. No, it doesn't mean that everyone will have that, but yes, some people will go through those changes because that is the energy about. But doesn't mean we're gonna have no friends and family. But it's just that we might going through some changes as well. Also, just to mention, from February 2014 to November 2015, that's when we have the same energy but in the opposite way. So during that time, we have North Node in Libra and South Node in Aries. You can also take a look and see what happened for you during those time. Again, February 2014 to November 2015. What happened during that time? Any major thing happened? Major, maybe beginnings, ending, faded events took place? Because this energy is coming back, but in a different way. This time the nodes are different. So you might experience similar themes, but opposite energy. So you can take a look and see what is happening for you. Come back and let me know. Maybe it's similar themes, but in an opposite way as well. So to mention, right when the nodes move into the the Aries Libra axis, immediately they will be in the 29 degree of Aries, 29 degrees of Libra, and that will immediately square the Sun and the Moon in Cancer and Pluto retrograding in Capricorn. So it will create a cardinal grand cross energy up in the sky, and this is a big activation too. And also the lunar nodes, the North Node in Aries will also activate the hybrid solar eclipse in Aries that we have back in April 19th or 20th, right? So because that is the same degree point, so think back and see what happened around that time, end of April, right? The North Node is moving through this degree point as well. Maybe something happened around there, didn't really take place, right? But now that North Node is there, it's really activating that point to bring those matter to come to light. Perhaps you're seeing and finding clarity. Perhaps you are getting it going, right? Being able to move that energy to initiate that things you want to do, or maybe you're seeing a different side of it, right? And this cardinal grand cross energy up in the sky is really building up in the next few days and will be exact by July 22nd. it's like bringing a grand finale to our Cancer season. So this energy can talk about starting and initiate something new. You know, this energy might bust out from you. You're feeling a desire to really want to just start something, to do something, to initiate something, but yet at the same time you might feel a pushback from Pluto and Capricorn. You might worry if it's going to be worth it or not. You might hesitant, right? But at the same time, you can't help but have this feeling within you as well because of the North Node and South Node. And this is about maybe creating a new emotional experience, because we're still talking about Cancer, that the Cancer new moon that we just had, and now you're wondering if you should do it. And just know that if this feeling is showing up for you, just see if you can pause a bit and just ask yourself, is what you want aligning with the current version of yourself? If it's aligning to the version of yourself right now, then why are you holding yourself back? And what are you so scared about? And why do you allow yourself to loop in some past pattern or emotional patterns that is stopping you from moving forward? And all this energy will be at the 29 degrees, the energetic degree, by July 22nd. And there will be this sense of urgency to really want to act as well. So this is about tuning into yourself, coming back to your home, to your own wants, desires, and what you want to create, manifest for yourself next as well. So pay attention to see how this energy is showing up for you. The North Node in Aries and the South Node in Libra will stay in the 29 degree for quite a while till end of July, and the nodes will continue be in a tight square with Pluto retrograde in Capricorn until October the 10th. So you're feeling this energy for a good almost 3 months. So see how this energy shows up for you. Is probably about the houses that is ruled by Aries and Libra and perhaps Capricorn too. See what is the relationship between them. Perhaps it might help you navigate this energy as well. So remember, what I'm sharing today, they are all astrological energy transit. It's like a weather report to allow you to know what is to come so that you can prepare yourself. And remember, in the end, we all have free will to decide how we wanted to respond to these energy, what to do with it, and how to use this energy in whatever areas in our life that is showing up. So I hope it helps. I am sending you lots of love, and now we will switch gear and talk about each sign. I recommend to watch your rising sign message, because I am using whole sign houses, tropical astrology, to do this all signs reading. So if you read from your rising sign house, rising sign message, you will know where North Node in Aries and South Node in Libra is showing up in your natal chart as a rising sign. So that is my recommendation. Some people want to check out their sun sign message too, which is totally fine. I'll let you know how these energies show up, and we'll pull an oracle card for each sign. All right, let's get to it. I'll meet you at your sign. Hello Aries, how are you all doing? So if you're watching this as an Aries rising, the North Node in Aries, of course, is going to be in your first house, which is all about you. It's the house of self. And the South Node in Libra will be in your 7th house, which is about partnership, whether it is business partnership, romantic partnership, but this is also the house of others. So clearly you are you are in the I versus we energy, because that's your rising sign. And so in the coming 18 months, you'll be working with this energy. You might have fated events, beginnings, endings, or you know, things that just happen in your life, which is surrounding yourself and your relationship with others, to allow you to work through this energy, to balance the energy. Maybe There will be times where relationships might fall apart. You might also have new friends. You might break up with a person and enter a relationship with another person. Who knows? Or vice versa. Who knows? But that is what can happen. You might experience events in your life that will allow yourself to have a deeper understanding of your own self. You will definitely have the dark night of the soul, and definitely you will have fated events that will help you grow and evolve. And I've been through this journey a couple years ago. It's a lot of growing pains, a lot of shadow work, but also I learned a lot about myself. So I'm sending you lots of love. You get through it. It's going to be not the easiest journey, but so rewarding. Okay, so the oracle card that I have for you here, I just love that this card came out for you. Card 27, heart, home, compassion. And 27 breaks down to a 9, which is an ending of a cycle. And in this 18 months cycle, you will be called to have more compassion to yourself, coming back to your home, to your heart. Drop down into that heart space and rest, and allow yourself to feel whatever emotion that might come up, because it is definitely going to be a roller coaster journey for you. And this card is really, when I see this is just so your energy, right? I know you're an Aries, but this is just like a fiery heart, beautiful, you know, it's all red. And come on, your color is red. You're ruled by Mars, and North Node is ruled by Mars again, so there's so much Martian energy, but yet this card also have a sense of softness. So this card is encouraging you to always have compassion for yourself, and maybe for others. If anything happened, don't judge yourself or others, right? And if so, give them compassion as well. You know, let love in, let love come into you, let yourself drop into that heart space, and let love wash away what no longer serves you. Okay, this is universe message for you. I hope it helps, and I am sending you all so much love. Hello Taurus, how are you all doing? If you're watching this as a Taurus rising, North Node in Aries is moving into your 12th house, the house of your subconscious, things that you cannot see, right? And the South Node in Libra is moving into your 6th house of work, day-to-day routine, your well-being, your health. So first of all, give yourself a pat on the shoulder, Taurus rising. The past 18 months has not been easy. You have a North Node in your 1st house and South Node in your 7th house. You have been going through a lot. You are probably finding yourself a different person now. You have probably experienced some life-changing moments, beginnings and endings. Maybe some relationships fell apart. You might got a divorce, or you might got married, right? New relationship might form, but there's definitely some endings and beginnings in the relationship sector. But through it all, you learn so much more about yourself. What is it that you truly want for yourself, and how do you want to move forward? Now that North Node is moving into your 12th house, this is about your subconscious, right? This is about after all the work you have done, this is about getting in touch with your subconscious mind, right? Dropping down into that space that no one else sees but you, to really see how is it that you want to develop, right? maybe also focusing on your self-care, right? Taking better care of yourself. Are there any day-to-day routine that no longer serves you? Maybe you might experience some changes in work in this next 18 months. Maybe you might want to change up some health routine, regimen, remedies. You might be trying out different diets. You might be switching your diet, right? Or workout routine or stuff like that. You might even change job, and you might also have times where you need to focus more on your spiritual mindset, right? Maybe you're prioritizing your well-being as well. So take a look and see what happened for you in this next 18 months. And the Oracle card came up with you. I love it. Card 21, first breath. Beginner's mind. I love that for you, Taurus, because as we all know, you just went through the North Node, traveling through your first house, having maybe for some of you even a new self-identity, right? You're a different person now. So this first breath, beginner's mind energy is definitely you coming out from it. Now that you are fresh, allow yourself to have this curiosity, to have a new start, to have a refreshed mind, right? To just trust what is to come, and allow yourself to be curious about whatever it is that you want to head towards. Maybe excuse me. Maybe there are some dreams that you have left behind. Perhaps this is time to wake them up, to attend it, right? To give them a fresh energy to it, right? This is the house, the 12th house energy. Use a beginner's mindset to look at dreams that you left behind, things that you want to do but did not do, and it just stay at the back burner for a long time. Maybe during this 18 months you will revive those dreams for yourself. Who knows? And 21 also breaks down to a number 3, which is all about expansion and growth. So I love that for you, Taurus. I hope the message helps. Feel free to comment below and let me know, and I'm sending you all so much love. Hello Geminis, how are you all doing? If you are watching this as a Gemini rising, the North Node in Aries is moving into your 11th house, which is all about your friends, your communities, your hopes and dreams. And the South Node in Libra is moving into your 5th house of children, literally, or your inner child. Is also about creativity, is also about fun, things that brings you joy, and it can talk about dating and romance as well. So in the next 18 months, while the North Node and South Node are moving into these houses, you might experience some fated events, beginnings and endings, and in these two areas you might find yourself closing out certain chapters, relationships in your life, but also gain new ones, right? You can't just keep having new friends and new relationships and keeping everything that no longer serves you as well. You don't have space. So there might be some sifting and sorting in friends, communities, relationship. You might find yourself maybe leaving certain communities that no longer resonate, friendship that is just stale, relationship that's just outdated, that is not serving you, but you will find your new tribe, communities. You might even form one yourself, right? And you might also see some of your creativity changes, right? There might be projects, things that you want to do, you used to want to do, but those no longer serves you anymore. You might have a change in heart in those areas as well. Maybe you have been doing certain things and you love it, but in the next 18 months you might find yourself wanting something different, liking a different thing. You might have a new hobby, you might learn something new, you might become interested in something else, right? Whatever is working before might need a little bit tweak, right? And you might moving through new social circles, right? Making different connections. And letting go connections, right? That might help you professionally or personally as well. So seems pretty exciting. So the card that came out for you, card number 5, closing door, completion. Okay, so 5 representing changes. Definitely there's going to be a lot of changes coming in for you in the next 18 months. And door closing, I know it sounds doom and gloom and completion, but also know that every door shuts is an invitation to find another way, another path, and to a new destination, a new path. Perhaps this is the universe telling you that, okay, this door is not working, that is fine. I have other doors opening for you. There might be more than one. So don't take it as a rejection, but take it as a redirection. It allows you to explore something new, something that is more aligned to you. So it's not going to be like easy peasy journey. At times it's going to be like, oh, something didn't work out the way you wanted, or like it's there's a bit of grieving because there's some sort of completion in certain maybe friends group, friendship, communities, relationships, creativity, but they are also to make space for new things to come in, new relationships, new creativity, projects and ideas. So don't sweat, it's just a little bit sifting and sorting going on for you. I hope the message helps. Feel free to comment below, let me know, and I'm sending you all lots of love. Hello Cancers, how are you all doing? If you're watching this as a Cancer rising, the North Node in Aries is moving into your 10th house of your career path, your vocational power, your public image as well. And the South Node in Libra is moving into your 4th house of your home environment, your family, your personal home, your blood related family, or the family that you create for yourself as well. So this following 18 months, when the nodes are moving into these 2 houses, you will probably experience some fated events, beginnings and ending in those houses. You might feel like there's a desire of wanting to maybe to really pursue your career path. Maybe some of you might have career path change, right? You might switch up and do a 180 and totally change your career path. Maybe you will feel wanting to like revamp your career if you have your own business, right? Or you might close down your business and switch to something different, right? And this is also about maybe you wanted to learn something to make your career to improve your career path as well, right? Like maybe you want to take some other new courses, learn some new skill sets to like merge, to bring into the existing career or job or business that you have been doing. And maybe you will also, because of wanting to do that, you might need to understand it is time to let go of your comfort zone, right? Your 4th house matters. This, you might spend less time with your family. You might need to set better boundaries. You cannot always be there, caretaker, right? Something like that. So now let's take a look at your oracle card. Card 26, gathering around, the power of community. Yes. Okay, so I love this card for you because this is for you to know that you're not alone, okay? You can ask for help, and there's no shame in asking for help and seeking help. You're safe and secure right now, and you're supported, and you are not alone, okay? The divine, the universe, God, whatever you want to call, is always with you. And if you want assistance, help, there's always help around. You just need to allow yourself to ask for help, and there's no shame in that. Everybody needs help. People need to understand your situation. You can tell your family members, you can tell your home people, right? I need to focus on my career path more. I want to spend more time in creating my own business. I cannot keep taking care of you. I need to have better boundaries. I'm sorry. It's time to learn to say no, Cancers, right? No, yeah, sometimes we need to say no to our family. That is what happened. That's life, because this is your life. You are living your life, and this 18 months, the North Node in Aries is inviting you to focus on yourself more and seeking those who can help you to do so as well. So I hope this message helps, and feel free to comment below. Let me know what you think, if it resonates, and I am sending you lots of love. Hello Leo, how are you all doing? If you are watching this as a Leo rising, the Aries North Node is moving into your 9th house, which is about big picture thinking, publishing, long distance travel, spiritual growth and learning. And the South Node in Libra is moving into the 3rd house of communication, your immediate environment, the way you show up in social media. This can also talk about the relationship with your siblings. So in this next 18 months, you are going to experience maybe some fated events or beginnings and endings that will allow you to deepen your spiritual growth. You might expand your horizon, go on some trips and travel. It's all about adventure. Such a fun house. And you might, since it's talking about Aries, you might be inspired to go on a solo journey and travel somewhere by yourself if you've never done that before. Maybe it's also about publishing. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe if you're thinking about that, this is a good time to do so. And really embracing the change and confidently express yourself as well, which we all know as a Leo, you already be doing that. But we do have South Node in Libra in your 3rd house. So this is also use your words wisely, okay? There's nothing wrong is showing up in your most authentic self and voice and say what you feel in the heart. But sometimes we also need to be mindful, and that also makes me think of negative self-talk, right? Not just how you express to others, but how you express to yourself. Watch out for those negative self-talks. If you have any, it's time to nip that out of your butt, okay? So there might be some changing in your sibling relationships, right? Because that's a 3rd house matter too. Maybe you will change up the way you show up in social media if you are an influencer, if you have anything, if you have social media presence, right? That might be something as well. So the oracle card here for you, I love it, is card 50, Spirits of the River, movement towards adventure. I mean, hello, this is screaming 9th house to me, okay? 50 breaks down to 5, so yes, there's going to be a lot of changes coming up for you in those 2 houses, right? This is all about, look at this lady in the water. She's just like free falling, letting her arms be like open, and she's just like embracing the flow of the river, the flow of the water, and just like letting the movement, the water to take her to where she needs to go, and have the trust in the universe that she is, the current will bring her to where she needs to go. There's a sense of surrendering as well. So perhaps having Aries in North Node in your 9th house, this is also about surrendering to a deeper level of spiritual growth and learning as well. So I love that for you, Leo. Feel free to comment below. Let me know if it resonates, and if it helps. I am sending you so much love. Hello Virgos, how are you all doing? If you're watching this as a Virgo rising, the North Node in Aries is moving into your 8th house of transformation, other people's resources and money, values as well. This is about sex and intimacy, secrets, death, and most of all, self-transformation. And the South Node in Libra is moving into your 2nd house of money, values, self-worth, and self-value. So big topic. And so this coming 18 months, you will probably meet some fated events, experience some endings and beginnings in those two areas, and you are definitely going to feel like a different person when you look back 18 months later, because this is big topic, 8th house, self-transformation. You are definitely heading towards a death and rebirth, not literally, you know what I mean, right? So I am sending you lots of love right now. You're going to go through some dark nights of the souls for sure, but remember, it's all happening for you because you are ready. The universe knows that you're ready. That's why it's happening. So embrace it. You're going to feel, you are also going to have a better sense of self-worth and self-value because of the South Node in Libra in your 2nd house. This is about no more people pleasing, no more lowering your boundaries. This is about having a better relationship with money, with yourself, with your self-worth and how you show up, right? And this is a big transformation thing. So yes, I love that. So the card that came out for you, 54. The crossing, initiation. Ooh, I love that. Okay, this is so 8th house matters, and 54 breaks down to a 9. We are ending a cycle. You are going into the crossing and going to step through the portal in this next 18 months because you are ready. The universe knows that you're ready. That's why the crossing is here. You gotta go. There's no turn around. There's no way back. Okay, and know that they're all happening for you, that you know, you are going to look back and feel so proud of yourself. I'm sending you all lots of love. Feel free to comment below, let me know how you all doing, if it resonates, and I'm sending you all lots of love. Hello Libras, how are you all doing? If you're watching this as a Libra rising, the North Node, you're going through a nodal reversal. Okay, hear me out. So about, let's see, 8-9 years ago, February 2014 to November 2015, you were going through a nodal return because North Node was in your 1st house in Libra and South Node was in Aries in your 7th house, and you were going through a nodal return that time 9 years ago. Now you are going through a nodal reversal. So the North Node in Aries is entering your 7th house this time, the other way around, which is all about the partnership, business partnership, romantic partnership, all your interpersonal relationships. This is the house of others. And the South Node in Libra is going into your 1st house of your house of self, which is all about you. So that energy switch compared to 9 years ago, 180. Now you might experience in the next 18 months, you might experience some fated events, beginnings and endings in the relationship sectors, right? You might have a new sense of self-identity in this 18 month. You might probably excuse me, you might experience some growing pains. Some relationship might need to be let go. So stop trying to hold on to it and cling on to it because they are no longer serving you to the current version of yourself. You are also going through kind of like a self-transformation as well. And because you will be changing, there are new relationship that will come in that is going to match the next version of you. And there are also going to be relationships that will fall apart, maybe friends that no longer serves you or resonate with the current version of yourself. Your energy may not align anymore. Family members, working relationship, romantic partnerships, so on and so forth. So yes, it might be a bit hard, but know that new relationships will be formed. Maybe you are ending a relationship because a better one, a more aligned one is coming your way. So whatever shows up for you, know that they're happening for you because you are ready for the next version, next level, next thing, right? So the oracle card came up for you is card 32, jeweled web, connectivity. I love this for you. This really speaks about what I just mentioned about relationship, which is all about connectivity. And 32 breaks down to 5, which signify changes are happening, whether you want them or not. Remember, notes of fate, we're not kidding here. Sometimes things will just happen out of your control for you. And when I look at this, you can see a sense of quietness here. I can see that through changes, there's this sense of quietness dropping down into your heart space to truly observe the connectivity in all your relationships, so that you know who resonates and who align with you and who is not. So I love this for you. Yeah, I just feel like even though this is all about changes, but yet there's a sense of quietness, stillness within all, because you are maybe doing some sifting and sorting. There are times where you need to sit with the energy, the emotion that's coming up, so that you can work through you know, what is it that you are working through. Maybe you will find yourself shifting, changing your identity. You know, the past version of yourself might not serve you anymore. This is about self-improvement, right? This is and when you do that, you will need to let go of old baggage, old relationships that no longer serves you, but know that it is to make space for new and better relationships to come in as well. I hope this message helped, Libra. So leave me a message, let me know if it resonates. I am sending you lots of love. Hello Scorpios, how are you all doing? If you are watching this as a Scorpio rising, the North Node in Aries is moving into your 6th house of health, daily routines, your day-to-day work and well-being, and the South Node in Libra is moving into your 12th house of subconscious mind, dreams, things you cannot see. So in the next 18 months, while the nodes are moving into those houses for you, you will experience some fated events, beginnings and ending in those areas. Perhaps you might want to change up your routine, your diet, try out different workout routines or regimen. You might try out skincare routines that is different. You might change up your whole diet, right? You might pay attention to what you eat more. You might want to reevaluate how you take care of yourself, how you take care of your daily routines. You might need to break free from some old patterns that no longer serves you and try out new ones. And maybe some of you might change jobs, because 6th house can talk about work as well. 12th house, maybe this is about you not allow your self-sabotage behavior to affect you, to hinder you. This is about releasing your self-imposed standards. This is about you letting go negative self-talk. All those 12 house matter that we cannot see, but you know within you. And this is about also maybe perhaps learning some new skills, because that can be one of the 6th house matters too. So yeah, maybe you change a job, learn a new skills, pick up new hobbies as well, so on and so forth. So the oracle card that came up for you is card 64, Woodwife's adaptability. Okay, I really like that for you, because the South Node was in your 1st house. You were doing a lot of work between your 1st house and 7th house matters. You know, the past 18 months, South Node in your 1st house, probably you have to let go a lot of things. You are probably finding yourself a very different person now. You might even have a sense of new identity, right? The current version of you is no longer the same after 18 months. And you might need to adapt to new things. And looking at this card, 64 breaks down to a 10, right? Ending of a cycle which you just been through. And adaptability. Even though this Woodwife, look at her, she's like technically a wood, right? A tree that is growing. She is strongly grounded and rooted into Mother Earth. Yet look at her, she is dancing. She is growing and evolving. She adapts to the weather just like the tree. When the wind blows, they don't just like break and fall apart. They sway, right, with the wind direction. They will not break. I mean, if it's too hard, then they break. But you can see them following the movement of the wind to adapt, right? So the coming 18 months, there's a sense of adaptability that you need. Maybe perhaps, you know, 6th house is really about adaptability as well. It's about adapt to new routines, new regimens, new nutrition, diet, workout schedule, health schedule, taking care of yourself. So I feel like the next 18 months will be quite fun in a way because you're changing things up. You're trying to see if you like them. You might change and move around things in life. So it seems exciting, but at the same time also have that beginner mindset, to have the adaptability to allow yourself to try things out, because sometimes it's hard. I know, Scorpio, for you guys, you're fixed energy, but there's a sense of adaptability that is needed in this next coming 18 months. So I hope the message helped. Feel free to comment below and let me know. I am sending you all lots of love. Hello Sagittarius, how are you all doing? If you are watching this as a Sagittarius rising, the North Node in Aries, I wanted to say Libra, the North Node in Aries is moving into your 5th house, which is the fun house. This is all about creativity. This is all about your inner child, children, or literally. This is also about love, dating, and romance. This talks about entrepreneurship, and this talk about things that brings you joy, things you do for fun. So that is so fun. And the South Node in Libra is moving into your 11th house of friends, communities, your hopes and dreams. So in this 18 months to come, you will experience some fated events, beginnings and ending in those areas. And maybe you might have some new creative project ideas coming along. You might start your own business. You might have a side hustle. You might I mean, literally, for some of you, you might get pregnant and have a kid. Who knows? Because the 5th house talks about children, working with children. Perhaps your business that you're starting is related to children, or maybe some inner child healing, right? Perhaps, depending on what it is that you're doing. And maybe this is about you learning a new skills as well, because 5th house can talk about that. And perhaps some of you might have some new connection in love and dating, romance. But at the same time, to make space for new relationship, the old one has to go. So the South Node in Libra in 11th house, you might realize that as you embark on something new, some old relationship or baggage no longer serves you. You might leave one community in order to join a new one that resonates with you. You might embark on a new creative project ideas that will allow you to make new friends. And perhaps some old friends that no longer resonate with you, their energies are no longer the same, might just fall off. And this is all about, you know, sifting and sorting, which is okay, right? This is about maybe also how to say, you might have to, because sometimes 11th house can talk a little bit about financial stuff too. So maybe you might consider some of the investment, if they're worth it or not, right? This can be 5th house matters too, because it talks about your creativity, starting something new. So you might find a balance between those two as well. So the Oracle card came up for you. Oh my God, this looks like you. Card 30, Horseman, Herald of Change. Look at it, right? It looks like a Sagittarius, isn't it? The half man and horse, just needing a bow and arrow, but oh, it's actually on the horse. Okay, so this card is for you. 30 breaks down to a 3, so this is talk about expansion and growth, which is really talking about that North Node in Aries in your 5th house. So perhaps Definitely, for sure. In this coming 18 months, you are going to expand in some way, shape, or form, especially maybe in all these fifth house matters. And this card also give me this really sunny energy coming in. It feels really happy. The horseman is bringing in a good news, so perhaps this is all really positive for you as well. And there's a lot of brightness to this card, which can also talks about the lower chakras, right? There's yellow, orange, and red, so perhaps the manifestation power is quite strong as well. If that is what you are wanting to do, maybe perhaps having Aries in 5th house and North Node in 5th house, this is time for you to really set some intention, do some manifestation work to ground them into reality. So I hope the message helps. Feel free to comment below and let me know if it resonates. I am sending you all lots of love. Hello Capricorn, how are you all doing? If you're watching this as a Capricorn rising, the North Node in Libra is moving into your 4th house of your home environment, your family life, your own home and family, blood related, or the one that you're creating for yourself. And the South Node in Libra is moving into the 10th house of your career path, your vocational power, and your it can also talk about your public reputation as well. So in the next 18 months, you are going to have some fated events, beginnings and endings surrounding those two house matters. Perhaps you are heading towards building or rebuilding a more solid foundation for yourself, prioritizing your family life, your family, your home, your personal growth, or learning more about your ancestor, your lineage. Maybe this is about building your own family, starting your own family, right? And maybe perhaps you might end a career path to embark a new one. Maybe you're switching career path. You were doing one thing, but now you have a 180 and shift gear and wanted to embark something new. Maybe learn a new skill to embark on a new career. And maybe, who knows, maybe starting your own business or so on and so forth. Or maybe it is because you're prioritizing your 4th house matter, and that will mean that you have to maybe change your career because you're putting more attention into your 4th house matter as well. So the card that came out for you is card number 5, closing door, completion. So you have the same card as Gemini. Maybe you have some Gemini energies in your chart. I'm just saying it just in case anyone resonate. So 5 really signify changes that is going to happen for you in the next 18 months, right? Some doors might close, but they are closing because new doors are opening for you as well. So maybe this is the career path that I'm talking about. You are closing out a door on one career, but you are opening another door for a new career, right? Or this is about closing the door of your own family in order to start and create your own, right? Or maybe this is about a redirection as well. So sometimes closed door completion can be daunting, can be heavy, and can be hard. But always remember that this is not a rejection, but a redirection for you to something that is better to come. So I hope the message helps. Feel free to comment below. Let me know. I would love to connect with you. Hope it resonates and help. And I'm sending you all lots of love. Hello Aquarius, how are you all doing? If you're watching this as an Aquarius rising, the North Node in Libra is moving into your 3rd house of communication. The way you communicate with others, the way you show up on social media, if you have a social media presence, the relationships you have with your siblings. It talks about your day-to-day immediate environment. So and then the South Node in Libra is moving into your 9th house of big picture thinking, publication, long distance travel, spiritual growth, and learning. So in the next 18 months, while North Node and South Node are moving into those two houses for you, you might experience some fated events, beginnings and endings in those two houses. Perhaps you might feel like wanting to do a social media detox, right? To really because it talks about the way you communicate with others, and especially if you have a social media presence, right? If you're an influencer or so on and so forth, you might want to revamp your social media account, change up the way you show up there. Maybe this is about you also aligning better with how you want to show and how you want to communicate with others. Maybe this is changing up the way you speak. Do you catch yourself the way you talk to others and talk to yourself? Are you having a lot of negative self-talk, and do you project that out to people around you because it talks about siblings, relationship, and your immediate environment? Do you have to have a detox for yourself so that you can show up in a better way, to have better communication, relationship with others, with your siblings, with the way you communicate with other people? So that might be it as well. Ninth house, having South Node, maybe if you have some spiritual growth and learning that you have been doing, you might change yourself, maybe not wanting to do it, change it up. Maybe perhaps there's something that you might want to learn, you might seek knowledge in that as well. Maybe you want to write a book, who knows? This is also about your big picture thinking. Perhaps the plan that you have for yourself might change a little bit in the months to come, so you can see if that show up for yourself as well. Maybe you might move or travel, who knows? So the oracle card that came up for you is card 39, Me Talks, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. So this is talking about having a little me talks, meaning, you know, a self detox. Maybe it is a time for you to detox your body, mind, and soul in the next 18 months, just like how I said, right? Because this is really about that third house matter too, about how do you want to show up for yourself, for others. You first need to have a me talks, right? You first need to do the work, to do the internal work, to change up the way you speak. Maybe you tend to be very negative. Maybe you tend to have a lot of negative self-talk, and maybe you tend to allow I don't know, your immediate environment to really affect you, and then you project it out to others. This is time to do so, to really detox, have a self-detox, me talks first, right? So that you can change up the energy for yourself, then it will change up the energy that you have, that you project out to others as well. So I hope this message helps. Feel free to comment below and let me know. And I'm sending you all so much love. Hello Pisces, how are you all doing? If you're watching this as a Pisces rising, the North Node in Aries is moving into your second house of your relationship with money, with your values, self-value, self-worth. And the South Node in Libra is moving into your 8th house, the house of transformation, sex and intimacy, secrets, other people's resource and money. And it talks about debts too, money you owe, or people that owe you money. It talks about self-transformation. So this next 18 months, perhaps you will have some fated events, beginnings and ending in those two areas. You might feel that maybe there are times that there are things, events that might take place that will really challenge you, challenge how you value yourself, how you see your self-worth, and how you see your relationship with money. There are also times where you will ultimately is allowing you to build a better sense of self-worth, maybe how you set boundaries with others, how you see money, how you see the way you earn money, because second house also talks about the professional, the profession or the skills that you have to make money. So perhaps you are also having more insights in that as well. And while doing that, you might also have some fated events, beginnings, ending in your self-transformation. Maybe there is some, for some of you, not all of you, if you owe anyone's money, this is the time to clear that karmic debts, right? This is time to ask those money back as well. If you lend anyone money, this is about you rebuilding your life as well, self-transformation. While you are developing all this second house matter, it will also lead you to a transformation of yourself. So this is also about letting go of any karmic debts, right? Which is not just about money and resources. This is also about other things in your life. So the oracle card that come up for you is card 31, in the hand. The universe is your partner. I love that for you, Pisces. So always remember that you're not alone. And also know that while you're working through all these lessons, having some fated beginnings, endings that is surrounding those house matter, that is actually the universe is bringing in all those things for you, because you are ready to meet the challenge, to have these changes in your life, and know that you are co-creating with the universe all the time. And look at that hand, right? Everything is like all is well, and you are manifesting something better with the universe in this 18 months journey. And 31 also breaks down to a 4, which is ultimately this 18 months is helping you to build or rebuild a better or more solid foundation for yourself as well. So I hope the message helps. Hope you enjoy. Feel free to comment below and let me know if you resonate, and so on and so forth. And I'm sending you lots of love. So here we are at the end of the all signs reading. I hope this video really helped you to gain an understanding as to what the nodes of fate means. What is the north node in Aries mean for us, and south node in Libra mean for us, on a collective level, how we can see this coming 18-month cycle mean for us, and also individually for yourself, where is it happening in your own natal chart as a rising sign, to see what is to come, to prepare yourself and work with this energy. And again, feel free to comment below, connect with me. I would love to connect with you. Let me know which rising sign are you, and where are you experiencing these energies. And as we go and continue, I will let you all know what is to come with all those eclipse season, where we will experience some maybe pivotal changes, plot twists, and endings and beginnings for all of us. And as usual, all my information are in the description box below. If you want to work with me, get a reading with me, feel free to contact me. You can email me, follow me over there on Instagram. You can DM me over there. I'll share other things that I do as well. So this is the end of the video. Thanks for stopping by, and I'm sending you lots of love. Bye.